The information in Crime Champs videos is meant exclusively for informational, educational, and general interest purposes. It should never be used as legal advice. Our videos are simply an overview of the facts as we understand them. They should not be interpreted as legal advice. We do not provide legal advice or act as attorneys. If you think you may have been the victim of a crime, you should consult a lawyer. Our videos is not meant to shock, enrage, or otherwise provoke the viewer. Our videos were produced exclusively to increase public awareness of events relating to true crime.
What's your emergency?
Welcome to Crime Champs. Before we begin, please make sure you subscribe to our second channel, Crime Champs 2.0. The link will be in the description and comments section below. Let's get this episode started.
Today's date is February 29th, 2024. The time is 13:02 hours. It's going to be reference to Orange County case number 24-011313. I'm Detective Bradshaw with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Ma'am, could you state your first and last name for me, please?
Madison Brady.
Could you spell Madison for me?
Madison.
And then Brady, Brady?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your birthday?
8/14/98.
Okay, and what's a good phone number for you? And my understanding is you are we're here today to kind of talk about the situation that's involved. I have a couple of specific questions that I have to ask you. But can you tell me a little bit about, like, you know, what you know, your relationship with her is, just any information that you could give me on that?
So I met her at the beginning of this school year in an ESE meeting. She was being transferred over from 504, that she was under that in 6th grade with our 6th grade counselor, Miss Merritt.
Okay.
Transferring over at the beginning of this year to the ESE services with our ESE staffing specialist, Miss McGregor. So I was sitting in on that meeting. In that meeting, they approved that switch and she got switched over. I heard a little bit about her background in terms of having ADHD, a lot of problems with focus that affects her schoolwork and grades, and then some mental health concerns in terms of a lot of anxiety and panic attacks. So from there, I have been doing ongoing check-ins with her throughout the school year thus far. I think we've met about, I was looking at it earlier, 6 times.
Okay, since the beginning of the school year?
Correct.
Got it, okay.
When she has come to me, it's often been those feelings of panic. She's come to me like in the middle of class or during lunchtime, just feeling really panicked, kind of heavy breathing, feeling really overwhelmed. And when we've had our conversations about, well, what's going on, what's making you feel this way, I've gotten responses saying, well, it's my anxiety, sometimes I don't know, I'm just really overstimulated with all the noise in the cafeteria. But I've also gotten responses with, well, things at home with her. And when I pressed about that, it seemed to be things along the lines of, well, she gets upset that I'm forgetful or that I don't clean my room the way she wants me to. And we talked about what that does to affect her, and she says, yelling, that makes me get overstimulated and then I can't respond to her in a way that she wants me to. So we discussed strategies for kind of calming herself down and talking. She's calm about how that makes her feel, and she reported to me that she did have that conversation for our past check-in since December. So December, January, February, we had a check-in every single month, and each of those check-ins she had said to me, things are better at home and things are a little bit better at school, and I haven't had her come to me in months with any sort of panic or anxiety. I did have her mention on occasion her home situation at that time was when I asked her about that. The only thing she really said was, I don't really like him. He's kind of weird. So I said, okay, well, what does that mean? How is he weird? Why don't you like him? And her responses were nothing of that level of concern. It was always, well, he eats all of our food and he hangs out in the living room and it makes me uncomfortable because I don't really like him, so I don't want him to be there. But nothing ever to the level of concern that we're seeing now. And the last thing I heard about him was he's moving out. I'm happy about that, and that's helping me feel better with home.
When was that conversation that he was moving out?
That was about a couple of months ago, so I would say around December.
Okay, so sometime in December, you guys had a meeting and she said, okay, got it. Did she ever mention anything to you about having depression or like suicidal thoughts or any suicidal attempts or anything like that?
She never mentioned anything along those lines. It was always more so focused on the anxiety and the panic.
Okay.
And a lot of times she wasn't able to verbally articulate what exactly was making that panic arise beyond feeling overstimulated or just not knowing.
Okay. So she never mentioned to you about wanting to hurt herself, wanting to die, wanting to, nothing like that?
She never mentioned wanting to harm herself or wanting to die. She made comments in the interactions where she was feeling panicky, saying things more so like, you know, this hurts and I don't like this or want to deal with this, but it was never anything like I want to hurt myself or end my life or anything along those lines.
Gotcha. Okay. And she didn't disclose that she was taking medication for anything other than just the anxiety or for the ADHD and the anxiety?
I didn't talk to her specifically about medication, and I can't recall what was said. It would be in the ESE meeting notes if it was discussed that she was or wasn't on medication.
And she has an IEP, you said, correct?
Correct.
So she switched from the 5 and 4 to the IEP.
Yes.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Did she mention anything about just didn't like him because he ate their food and he was in their living room? Like, did she say anything else to you, disclose anything to you?
She did not. She didn't talk about asked her about those comments of him being weird and uncomfortable. The only things she gave me were, well, I don't know, he's just a little weird. He eats our food and he's always hanging out in the living room and I don't really want to be around him, and nothing. And the way she said it was so like joking in terms of like, I don't know, he's weird type situation, like laughing about it. It never made me feel like there was a safety concern.
Okay, so she didn't disclose anything about him ever touching her inappropriately or them having any sort of a sexual relationship or them having any sort of an inappropriate relationship whatsoever.
No,
none of that was ever disclosed or
anything along
brought
those
up
lines.
to you. Okay. Let me check and see. There's, like I said, there's some other questions that I have to ask, and I just want to make sure that I touched on them. Okay, did you ever see, I know we talked about like the anxiety and the panic attacks, and you said she never, mentioned anything about being depressed or being suicidal or anything. Did you ever see her exhibit any of those behaviors, like that she is depressed or that she, like, did you notice anything about her that was out of the ordinary other than the things we've already talked about?
It seemed more so to be very up and down.
Okay.
Like she would have those heightened moments of the panic and the crying and just kind of, she would go from that to just like shutting down after the panic. And then if you talked her through it a little bit, like there's one specific instance in my statement that she could not say what was making her feel that way. And so I asked her to draw it out, and she was able to do that.
Okay.
And then she kind of put on there just like a lot of scribbles, which to her, she said that meant just like the chaos of all the feelings and thoughts that she's having that make her feel overwhelmed. And then words she wrote. So things along the lines of like, why or crying and things like that. And after that happened, I reached out that she wasn't at school for a couple days. So I was like concerned of, okay, we went from this to now being out. What is happening? I reached out. And at that point, he's been struggling lately, a lot of tears and feelings, but that she was seeing a weekly therapist.
Okay.
So she supposedly had someone that she was seeing weekly about all of this.
Okay.
And also stated at that point she hadn't been at school because she was sick and she was going to take her to the doctor that day. And she mentioned seeing the drawing that from our conversation, and I, encouraged her to share that with mom, so she did. And she said that she appreciated that and that helped her in that day, which at the end of that conversation with her, she was able to calm down and feel better. But at that point, that's when it got a little concerning, to the point that I reached out to mom just to say, hey, what's going on? And found out, okay, she at least has supposedly weekly therapy sessions outside of school.
And most of these things you said that would trigger these panic attacks or these anxiety-inducing issues were because of issues that were going on with them, correct? Like where she would argue with.
It seemed to be a combination of bringing that from home, the arguments and the feeling like she's taking on those feelings at home of, I don't feel safe in terms of not necessarily physically safe, but emotionally safe, that at me and causing me to feel overstimulated. And then I come to school and it's loud and there's lots of kids and I'm overstimulated again.
But it wasn't this usually.
And things she said along the lines of, my room's not clean, or you forget to do this, or you don't do that. So to me, that's like things about it was never,
especially anything, at that age, with the teenage age, Okay, so how about her grades or her behavior? Have you noticed any shift in her grades or the behavior that she would normally exhibit?
Grades have seemed stable. We've been working on, in our check-ins, kind of coming up with strategies because of her ADHD and in terms of getting her missing work in to bring up the grades. And she seemed to be making improvements with that since around December, when she started reporting things are better at home, at school. Okay. Our last check-in was February 6th, I believe. And at that point, she was very happy that day. I called her down just to do our check-in, and she said things are going really well. She feels really happy. Things are better. Things are better at school. And that was the last time we had a check-in.
And that was because of the strategies that you had kind of given her to help her?
Yes, she had been getting some of that work in. Her teachers are working with her because she has the IEP, and she said that she used the strategies at home to talk about the, when we're calm, let's talk about what it's like when we're not calm and how that makes us feel. Gotcha. And she says she was able to successfully do that.
Good. That's excellent. Okay. I know we talked a lot about, kind of just briefly mentioned with her. And I know you've only known her for a short period of time, but you haven't noticed a dramatic shift from when you first met her to now that's negative. Like, have you?
Correct. When this first came up, my first thoughts are, oh, things have been better. So I'm like,
so it's surprising to you, it sounds like.
How did
we get to this point?
Yes.
Okay, so there's nothing that would stand out to you that would make you think that something was on, like that things were declining at home. You actually thought things were actually getting better at home based on what she was telling you.
From the information that I had from her, without at that point having spoken to friends or anything I had, to me the perception was things are getting better.
And what was the last date that you met with her?
February 6th.
And that was the date that she was like, hey, things are getting better. We're using these strategies at home and all of that. Got it. Okay.
We were supposed to have our next session to follow up this week. Okay. And obviously I haven't been able to do that.
Okay. Is there anything else you can think of that I have not asked you that you want to relate to me while I have you in here?
To me, the only things that are sticking are the comments of, he is weird and I don't like him, and I wish I had more information to say where that came from, but when I asked that, all I got was he eats our food, he hangs out in the common areas.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you swear and affirm everything you told me is true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the time is now 13:15 hours.
Hi, I'm Detective Payne.
Nice to meet you.
We'll talk to this portable here. I'll just need to get a little bit of information from you once we get in here. Got a few questions, and then you should be able to get back to class, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's get a chair at least. A little warm in here, but not as bad as outside. Spell your first name for me.
ANNELISE.
Last name?
RENTAS.
Annalise Rentas. What's your date of birth?
3/16/98.
98. Put 88. Sorry, I'm projecting my own age here. And what's a good address for you? It is February 29th, 2024, about 1:12 p.m.
I am.
Okay. Just bear with me. I'm going to take some notes while we talk. Alright. Do you how well do you think?
I think I know her pretty well.
Okay.
I mean, we've had some interactions. There's a lot of kids in.
Okay.
I have seen some interactions with her.
Okay. Who does she hang out with the most in class?
She hangs out with a student. Her name is.
Okay.
And another girl in my class. I believe is her name. And
Any idea how to spell that last name?
I want to say.
Sounds about right. Okay, so she
Teachers' classes in there, and
is in the class but has another. Okay. Any problems with girls in the class?
nope, I've never really had issues. I've always very anxious type of student.
Okay.
So anytime she needed to ask me something or she felt like something was wrong, she always wanted to bring her friends with her. She always
Okay.
needed like a buddy system with her
Okay.
to kind of huddle in, and they would be like asking the question for her.
Okay. So was she shy or was she?
I don't know if maybe like shy around authority figures,
Okay.
because I see her like with her friends, and she's not.
Yeah.
They're playing volleyball and
Yeah.
laughing and talking.
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Have you ever talked to any of the other teachers at the school about? Have you heard anything else about her?
Nope.
Okay.
I know she did get Student of the Week a few weeks ago,
Okay.
the week of February 16th. I think Miss DeLuca, I saw the report, she put her on there, nominated her.
Any idea what she was nominated for?
I don't remember what it said. Excellent or something like that. She did something in her class.
Okay.
And Mr. Luca nominated her.
Have you ever had like a one-on-one conversation? Did she confide in you? Do you feel like you guys were that close? Or?
There were some times like we do some testing in the beginning of the year, like fitness testing.
Okay.
And she was running and she was telling me I can't do it, and I was like, that's okay. Like, do you need to get your inhaler? And she was like, yes. So I walked her to the locker room.
Okay.
We got her inhaler, and then I just told her like, it's okay to sit out. Like, you don't have to, run crazy.
Yeah.
So we've had that like one-on-one, and then times where she felt like she needed to go to the counselor.
Okay.
She was upset about something or anxious. She would ask me. That's when her friends would kind of huddle in with her.
Okay.
And she would say, like, she needs to go to the counselor. Like, to go to the counselor. And then I would write her a pass, send her to Miss. And then the girls would ask if they could go with her.
Okay.
And kind of drop her off and then come back.
Any idea why she needed to go to counseling?
There was times that she said that she was feeling anxious.
Okay.
And she just said, like, I feel like I need to talk to a counselor. So
Okay.
I just normally, when kids are saying that and they recognize they need to talk to a counselor, I let them.
Okay, yeah,
Just-
absolutely. I didn't know if maybe
Yeah.
it went further than that or not. But, okay. Have you seen any recent changes in her behavior?
Not really.
Okay.
She always just hangs around those girls, and like it's crazy that of the description of what she was wearing, because she wears that all the time, like her green hoodie or her
Yeah.
black biker shorts and the Crocs. Like as soon as they said that, I was like, oh yeah, like that's something that she wears like
Okay.
all the time, kind of. But
No changes in behavior, though? Okay. Any signs of depression or suicidal inclinations? How is her grade in your class? Probably a little atypical, right?
she doesn't dress out.
Okay.
So she had a locker.
Why doesn't she dress out?
I'm unsure.
Okay.
I don't know. She did have a locker assigned to her at the
Okay.
beginning of the year. I checked it just recently. Asked me to check it.
Okay.
And there was nothing on there, and there was nothing in the locker.
Okay.
A lot of kids don't like dressing out. They don't like changing in front of kids, or they feel uncomfortable. But we always give them options. There's like little showers in the back and go to the bathroom. But
Okay. So if she doesn't dress out, does she still participate, or does she do
yeah,
something
they're
different?
allowed to still participate.
Okay,
we
so
give
she
them
just-
two separate grades
Okay.
of like dress out and participation.
Okay.
It's a little different too with PE because they get pulled out of our classes to go to tutoring or other things like that.
Okay.
So
Okay. Has she been pulled out of your class for anything like that?
I believe
You mentioned the
so.
counselor. Anything else?
I think we do this thing called MTSS.
Okay.
It's an intervention like tutoring.
Okay.
I believe she was on that list for a little bit in the beginning of the year. So she would go like twice a week. They would take her out of PE.
Okay.
And she would go there.
And what's it called?
MTSS intervention.
MTSS intervention.
Yeah, that's with Miss Godwin.
Okay.
I believe she was on that list.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever seen any signs of abuse for her or anything like that?
No,
Any bruises? Any references to anything that was going on?
no.
I know it's kind of hard looking back now.
Yeah,
It always
I
is.
know, but
Okay.
no. I mean, I guess just maybe the inclination of like her maybe wearing a hoodie all the time, but
Okay.
like it's
Okay.
cold, you know,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah. Kids.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Okay.
no.
Nothing obvious. She hasn't mentioned anything to you.
Nope.
Never saw any bruising. Nothing crazy like that.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you think I need to know about your relationship?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, just the only thing I would say is just to me, she was a very anxious child, so
Okay.
for her to like maybe go away on her own just didn't sound right to me.
Okay.
Knowing that she always needed a buddy or she needed somebody with her.
Okay.
But yeah.
Have you ever anybody from around town?
I've met her
Okay.
for one of the PE teachers maybe a few months ago. We had a short, brief conversation, but
Okay.
nothing. She was very nice, and
Okay.
that's really it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else? No aunts, cousins, nothing?
Nope.
Okay, cool. I ask because
Yeah.
these communities are pretty
Oh, yeah.
small. You know, cousins go to other schools,
Yeah.
and it's all pretty close
Yeah.
knit. So, she doesn't have any relatives that go here, does she?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Okay. All right. Did you have any questions or anything for me?
No.
All right, Miss Rentis, can you swear and affirm everything you told me has been true and correct? All right, you can go back to class. Hi, Miss DeLuca, how you doing? My name's Detective Payne. You can just call me Jeff. You want to have a seat? Sorry for the ominous setup, but this is at least we're in some air conditioning at least. So, all right. So, first name is
Angela.
Angela DeLuca, D-L-U-C-A.
DELUCA, and I have a double last name. It's DeLuca Limose, Limose.
O-S-E. Okay. And what's your date of birth?
1/17/91.
1991. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, they put us kind of over here in the corner, didn't they?
I
So,
don't know the portable numbers.
there's a handful of us. That's why we're out here. We're not in the office. But what's a good address for you? And what's a good email address? Okay, cool. How do you...
She's at my first period class, so she's supposed to be in my first period class.
Okay. What do you teach?
I teach.
Okay. How well do you know her?
I thought pretty well. She has been in my class all year round. She's always very sweet, and she struggles a bit. I mean, all my kids are intensive kids, so
Yeah.
they're the students who are struggling. She was on my door decorating team
So I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but she's been in your class since fall.
since the beginning of the year.
Fall
yes,
of
since
23,
August.
and then, okay, okay.
She was on my door decorating team. She was
Okay.
actually chosen to be my student of the week from 2 weeks ago for helping us win our door decorating competition with our friends.
Okay.
And she came before school and after school a couple times for that event, which was 1 week. so-
Okay. So she got student of the week.
Yes.
For the door
Sure, her
decorating.
certificate's on my desk to give her.
Okay. Did they win door decorating?
Yeah.
Okay. You said that she came early.
Yes, her and her came with a few other students to help with the door decorating the week of Literacy Week, which
Okay.
check if you need exact dates. I think it was January.
Do you have a picture of the door?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you text that to me? And I will text you right now, so you'll have my number.
And our door was all about spreading kindness and love, and they put in a lot of thought and effort into it. Picture with it, so I'll send you the picture
Oh, perfect.
with her in it.
Yes, perfect, perfect. How well do you think you know? You said you thought you knew her pretty well. Did you guys have like one-on-ones? Like how
Not
do you?
really any one-on-ones.
Okay.
Like I didn't even know. Like I didn't.
Okay.
Like I thought I knew her. Like I know my other students, but we've never really had a lot of personal talks.
Okay.
Really, her showing up for door decorating was probably the most that I've had like private conversations with her. It was with her other friends there. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Not the most tech savvy. I've been talking with the other teachers. I know she's very good friends with. Don't know.
Okay.
I'm speaking of. Who
Okay.
She's also good friends with, I believe. Okay. I think that is sending to you now. The picture right next to her, and they
Yeah.
both won Student of the Week for door decorating.
Okay, let me see, make sure I get this. Yep. Okay, so green sweater is
Yeah.
behind. Who are these two kids on the list?
They are Blaze Affey. He's in a different period grading.
Okay.
And that's Apollo Chungada is his last name.
Okay.
And my peer mediator is the taller one, Sarah Diedrich. She's an 8th grader.
Peer mediator?
She's like my student assistant in
Okay.
the first period class.
Was she?
I don't believe so. She is in the same in that period.
Okay. And what is her name? I'm sorry.
Sarah Diedrich.
Sarah D-E.
I believe it's D-I-E-D-R. I can actually look her up for you. It's this top one here.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Do you need the other students' names as well?
Sarah. I'll just take Sarah's. D-I-E-D-R-I-C-H. And she is in grade 8. Okay. Student helper in the same period. Okay.
Yes, and the other two are not in the same period.
Okay. Did you ever, you said you never really had like one-on-one conversations with her?
For door decorating, we
Okay.
would chat about certain things. I
So
know
she didn't confide in you or anything?
not anything like what we learned about last night, nothing like
Okay.
that.
Okay. What did they tell you last night?
About the maybe sexual assault. I don't know. I just know that there was maybe some kind of
Okay.
stuff on his cell phone.
Okay. Who told you that?
I saw it online. The police, the sheriff.
You saw it online?
report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The sheriff report.
Okay. Okay.
As far as I know. The only thing that I can say related to that is I know that she had been reading a book a couple months ago, and it had kissing in it, and it was a graphic novel, and she was like scandalized that there was a kissing scene. So I hope and pray that nothing had been happening sexually. I don't know, but she had been acting like, oh my gosh, kissing, like that it was like a shocking thing to like see a picture of two people kissing. They had been talking during, again, I'm not part of this conversation,
Yeah.
they were talking about how they had heard Lady Gaga's, oh my God, Want to Take a Ride on My Disco Stick, and they go, Miss DeLuca, did you know what that song was about? So they've had, but they were all acting very, scandalized, shocked by it. So I'm hoping and praying that she has not had that, but I don't. But that's most of my students. They're 12. They're just learning about that kind of thing. They're going through sex ed and science class right now. Can I ask, was there evidence of that?
The investigation's still ongoing, so unfortunately I can't really go into too many details. So she never made any disclosures to you about, like you said, sexual abuse,
No.
Being abused in any other way at home, nothing like that?
No, I didn't even know that. I'd never heard her mention. I don't think I've ever. I'm trying to think if she came to open house, but I don't think so.
So you have not met anybody in Angela's?
believe so.
Okay. Have you seen any signs of depression or suicide?
No.
Suicidal ideations, anything like that? Okay.
I was shocked when the kids were telling me about the live in the woods conversation. I was, no, guys, that's... Apparently it was on her phone, but I was shocked to hear something like that. She was very excited about her birthday.
Okay. How are her grades in your class?
Low.
Okay.
She's had a D pretty much every quarter. Kind of like when we are working in class, she's able to, and then she does get extended time. It's
Okay.
the follow through and getting things done that she didn't really do very often.
Okay. Have you seen any real shifts in her behavior?
No.
Okay.
If anything, I would say that it was almost better since like door decorating. Like I felt like she was trying a little bit harder in class.
Okay. And I'm sorry, when was the door decorating competition?
I think that's what I was going to have to find out where that picture was from. I'm sorry. So that picture was, when it was finished, was January 26th. So that was a Friday. So that full week was when we did door decorating.
Okay.
January 22nd through the 26th.
22nd to the 26th.
And there was a few days before school and a few days after school that they came and decorated. I no longer have the log of what days they came.
Okay.
I just, once I had her name on the list.
Which is sparking is the end of January.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you think I need to know about anybody she talked to? Anybody? Do you feel like anybody she might have confided in?
Friends, and then when I'm talking to other teachers, they go, "Oh no, the other so on." They are like, "Oh, we don't see us as much." But I would have said that together, all in my first period together.
Okay.
So they're all together, and I kind of just associate the three of them together.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've been crying since Monday, since they called me and tried to ask if she was in my first period class that day. I just wish we had more information.
Okay. I certainly appreciate you taking time to talk to me. Okay. Can you swear and affirm everything you told me has been true and correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much.
Today's date is February 29, 2024. The time is 15:20 hours. It's reference to Orange County case number 24-011313. I'm Detective Bradshaw with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Sir, can you state your first name for me, please?
My name is Italo.
Spell it for me.
Italo.
And what's your last name?
Brett. Brett.
Okay. So, Mr. Brett, you are a teacher here at Meadowwoods, or I'm sorry, not Meadowwoods.
Correct, yes.
Okay. So I just had a couple of questions for you in reference to assume that she was one of your students. Would that be correct?
She was, yes.
Okay. What period did you have her in?
I had her initially in 6th period for the start of the year. And
Okay.
then she requested to be moved to 3rd period because she was having some issues of like not being able to keep up, or rather, she was keeping up, but it was too many behavioral issues around her. So she was
Okay.
getting tired. She requested to move to 3rd.
So not behavioral issues like specifically with her, but with other kids that
Other
were in
kids,
your
yeah.
class that she didn't like.
Correct, yeah.
I got it. Okay. Did she ever talk to you about her home life, anything that was going on with her, anything like that?
No.
She never said anything to you? Did at any point, did she ever disclose any sort of physical or sexual or mental abuse to you?
No.
Okay. Did she mention anything to you about having any suicidal ideations, ever making any attempts at suicide?
No.
Okay. Did she ever express to you at any time if she had any mental or medical diagnosis?
No.
Okay. Did she discuss taking any medications with you for anything?
No, the only time I've ever seen her take anything was Tylenol. In
Okay.
the front office, Miss Schilling could confirm with that too, because we both kind of saw her because we were trying to figure out how to make sure that she was okay to take those.
Okay.
In here, so.
Did you notice any sort of like recent changes in her behavior from the start of the school year until now?
Not really, no. She just seemed happier within the third period class that we were in,
Okay.
which is the advanced treble course I have. She seemed happier there. She learned her music really quickly, as with the rest of the girls in that class. She usually is very participatory. She's usually up performing with us. She doesn't miss a concert. She doesn't miss anything. The only thing I guess I could note is like on Friday she was sitting, but that a lot of the girls sit at random times, and that's related to either they have cramps or whatever. So I didn't think that was odd, but you know she usually is up and participating and active.
She didn't tell you that anything was wrong on Friday?
No.
Okay, she didn't mention to you that anything had been going on or that she was feeling sad or down or anything like that? Okay. And you haven't, in your opinion, you haven't seen her have any sort of signs that she's been depressed since the beginning of the school year at all, or any suicidal?
Like she just seemed pretty normal, very very happy, easy making her friends. You know, I would say she bloomed a lot more in third because she had her friends there, so she was more outspoken and more confident. You know, she's very helpful in my class. She even organized my piano once because it was all papers on top of it. She put it all together. You know, just she wanted to do that. So, you know, that's not noticed anything off about her.
Okay. Now, I don't know how you, like, do your grades or anything like that in your class. Has she declined at all in her participation, like in her grades, anything of that nature that you've noticed?
She maintains pretty steady, and I just grade her participation if you're standing and performing and the concerts, so I've not noticed anything of decline. She is there. That the only time, and even on Friday when she was sitting, I think she was still singing with us. She was just sitting down, which was the only thing, you know.
That was different.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. How about her? You've never overheard her talking to her friends about anything like that at all?
You know, when I send a message and talking points or whatever, she reads them. I've gotten before me on Monday evening. Wasn't home yet.
Okay.
She was like, "Hey, is school today?" You know, so she. You know, so she knows, you know, she can reach out to me and it's open to do so and anything because that's, you know, she's always involved. So
okay, so since the beginning of the school year, more so happy now that she's in your third period, able to make friends. She's pretty consistent. So nothing out of the ordinary that you can think of off the top of your head that would be alarming or
like alarming. The only most alarming thing I've seen was the message that Monday when she was missing. So
okay, and what was that message?
It was. I can read it to you. Exactly.
Okay.
Talking points. So this was through the app Talking Points. Talking Points is what district and county uses to communicate between teachers.
Okay.
It's faster than emails, just texting. So that's loading. So on Monday, February 26th at 5:36 p.m., she said, "Hi, make it to school today. She hasn't made it home today." Then at 5:53, when I was able to reply back, I said, "Hi, Miss Soto. I don't know. Checking Skyward, she was absent for periods 1 to 5 and period 7. Period 6, I guess, hadn't marked her, but that's not really so strange because sometimes teachers just forget. Like that happens. So, but yeah, I told her, you know, that's very alarming. Just, you know, please keep me informed." And I reported it to my teacher mentor. So, and then she reported it to Kelly Armstrong and everyone else in the school. And then I guess and she'd been waiting for the police for a while, so we kind of talked a little bit. Then, you know, I asked at 6:20 she was home yet, hasn't made it home yet, waiting for the police, and then so I've heard the cop trying to speed things up, but that was it. So then I haven't reached out back because I had trying to be giving her space. So
okay. Is there anything else you can think of that I haven't asked you that you can recall right now, or anything else you want to tell me?
Nothing comes to mind. I think, you know, her behavior is pretty consistent in class. You know, whenever I see her out of class or whatever, I would say hi. She replies back normally. So.
And she seems like a pretty happy.
Yeah, she just seems pretty happy. It was just, and that's why part of it why it was so shocking that she'd be gone is just how close it happened, how she just, whenever people started saying maybe she ran away, it just didn't seem like it to me that she could be the type to run away.
Okay.
But then, of course, information started coming out about what was happening. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you swear and affirm everything you told me is true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. So the time is now 15:26 hours.
Let me put my dog up.
Yep, no worries. Hi. Hi, I'm a Detective Payne with the Sheriff's Office.
Let me call.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to speak to her again. Should be quick.
No worries. I think she's
obviously.
home. My wife went to pick up my daughter's car. So you hear all kind of crazy rumors, but
Yeah.
hey, can you come downstairs? Are you home? Yeah. I didn't know if you were mom. Okay, come downstairs for me. No, there's like a group chat that came, I got a message like a half hour ago that said that the picked up in Fort Myers. That he fled.
Investigation's still ongoing,
Yeah.
so obviously a certain amount of stuff is
I
released to the media.
understand.
So
Yeah.
obviously, unfortunately, she is the best friend, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to her again. Hopefully, nobody else will have to talk to her, but
No,
should be pretty quick.
there's
Obviously,
nothing wrong with
so,
that.
yeah. Hey, how you doing? I'm Detective Payne. You just call me Jeff. I stopped by school today, talked to a few other friends. Unfortunately, you weren't there. So, do you mind talking to me for a few minutes? Okay. I typically talk to people in my vehicle. I'm parked in that black Chevy. If you want to talk there, obviously we're not going anywhere. It's up to you.
I'm not gonna let her get in the car by herself.
Okay. All right. You mind if we talk out here then?
Yeah.
All right. That works.
Yeah.
Dad, do you mind going this way? Outside
Yeah.
for privacy?
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, I'm Detective Payne. You can just call me Jeff. Obviously, you're not smuggling. Okay. Sorry to have you. You have to talk to somebody else. I know you talked to Brittany the other day, right? Brittany Bradshaw. Yeah, she's a partner of mine. So there's just a few other follow-up questions that we have to go into. I have your date of birth as. So you're 12, 13. Just turned 13. Okay. So do you know what the difference is between a truth and a lie? What's the difference?
The one's telling the truth, like you're saying something that's like fact and real, and then the other one is like you're making up stuff.
Okay. So if I told you your shirt was black, would that be a truth, a lie, or something else?
True.
And why is that?
Because it is black.
Okay. So can you promise to tell me the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know, like I said, I know you talked to Detective Bradshaw a little bit about everything that's going on. But if you can just kind of give me a summary, how well you call it? You know.
I've known her since 4th grade.
Known her since 4th grade. Okay. You think you guys were close? You guys best friends? How do you?
She's my best friend.
Best friend. Okay. Would she say the same thing to you about you? That you guys are best friends? Okay. Okay. Do you think you guys confide everything in each other? You guys share your secrets? Like, there's levels of best friends, right?
We share everything.
Share everything. Okay. Okay. So, did she ever tell you about anything that was going on at home?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. Like, they'd have arguments, but it was just like arguments. Like, I'll go clean your room, and then she'd be like, no, I don't want to.
Okay. Anything else?
She'd come to PE, and she'd be like,
Okay. She ever complained about anything else? Nothing else. Okay. Have you noticed any big changes in her behavior lately?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about those. Okay. Sorry. Polar.
Yeah. She kind of acts bipolar a little bit.
Okay.
She'll have mood swings.
You talk about.
She takes medicine.
Okay.
She follows the medicine. She has ADHD.
Okay.
The last time I saw her was Sunday. I was at her birthday party, and when I first got there, she was a little upset.
Okay.
And then she was also kind of upset that, like, she didn't get enough presents, she didn't get, like, most of her family wasn't there.
Yeah.
And she didn't get enough presents, or money or anything.
Okay.
I guess because she hyped up her birthday party so much, and then when barely people came.
Okay. Okay. So, talk to me about a big change in her behavior. So, like a long-term change, right? So she's happy for a few weeks, and she's sad for a few weeks. Like, when has that big change happened? So you tell me that she was upset at her birthday party, but it sounds like she had a reason to be, right?
Yeah.
So was there a big change in her behavior at school that you noticed at school?
Sort of.
Okay. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah. Valentine's Day was the last time she started, like, the last time she took her meds.
Okay.
When she's on her meds, she's, like, nice, she's fun, she's caring. She's not snappy at all.
Why'd she stop taking them?
I'm guessing because she felt more free.
Okay. Did she tell you that, or is...
No.
Okay. She didn't tell you why she stopped taking them?
No.
Okay.
She would say that she forgot them. That she forgot to take them.
Okay. Do you know exactly what she was on?
No.
Probably not, yeah. That's
Other than her ADHD.
just ADHD? Okay.
And then when she's off her meds, which she has been lately, she's very snappy.
Okay.
She gets mad at stuff that I would do or that anyone else would do.
Okay.
When she was off her meds. So.
Did she ever talk to you about being depressed or wanting to hurt herself or anybody else?
I knew she went through a phase where she was very depressed.
Okay.
And she had a hard time getting out of it.
When was that?
She never told me when it was. She just
Okay.
like,
She just told you I was depressed, or
Yeah.
okay. You don't recall being around her during that depression? Okay. How about suicide? Did she ever mention suicide, wanting to hurt herself or anybody else?
No.
Okay. I know she,
Oh, her crush. She's had a crush on him since like the beginning of the school year.
okay. Did anything ever come of it?
She asked him for his number and he said yeah.
Okay.
She would always text him.
You said text him or sext him?
Text.
Text him, okay.
She would always text him and call him sometimes. He rarely answered the phone.
Okay.
He would never text her back.
Okay. Has she had any other boyfriends? No. Has she shown interest in any other guys?
She's had a boyfriend before.
Okay.
She has two. She recently got out of a relationship not too long ago.
Okay.
He didn't go to our school. He got expelled from our school. He broke a kid's elbow.
What's his name? You know what his last name is?
No.
Do you know where he goes now?
No.
White kid, black kid? Have you ever met him?
I met him once.
Okay. Is he your age? Younger?
Yeah.
Older?
Same age.
Same age? Okay, so he'd be in 7th grade?
He's either 12 or 13.
Okay. You said he got expelled for breaking a kid's elbow? Okay.
She had another boyfriend.
Does he?
Yes.
Did any of these boyfriends ever amount to anything? Were they just hand-holding and just nothing more than that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a long distance, and then with David, it was all through text.
Okay. So did she ever talk to you about anybody else? Okay. So she never talked to you about anything else that was going on at home? Yeah, you mentioned that. I've gotten that from a few other people.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to recall, but I don't think she mentioned anything else that at home or anything other than her and mom fighting. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys follow each other on social media?
I'm not allowed to have them.
Okay.
The only thing I have is her YouTube shorts and
Is hers or yours?
hers.
Hers. Can I see those? You follow her on YouTube, is that what you said?
Yes.
YouTube Shorts? How often did you go?
Every single weekend.
Every single weekend? Okay. Did you have anybody else that lived there? If you want to still work on those videos. Oh, thanks.
I met Stephen once or twice. I met him once, and I shook his hand, and then he said hello to me.
Stephen is... You said you only met him once?
I only met him once.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just going to kind of look through these real quick. Is that okay?
She said she was going to show her face at 200 subs.
She was going to what? I'm sorry?
Show her face at 200 subs.
At 200 subs. Okay. Did she ever make any other content?
I don't know. She has Discord, which is a streaming thing where you can go live. I don't know if she's ever gone live though.
Do you have her Discord?
I think so. I
Yeah.
don't know if she's down on Discord.
Okay. Do you mind re-downloading it for me?
Can I run inside and grab a charger?
Yeah, of course.
My phone died as soon as I put the thing, so.
I saw it was low, but if you don't mind plugging it in so we can try to get Discord downloaded. Okay.
Every single morning she would wake up and she'd be like, hey, good morning, and then she would send me like a bunch of like Instagram reels or like YouTube shorts.
Okay.
Monday morning she did not.
Okay.
Even if she were like sick or something or she were to oversleep, she would still text me in the morning.
Okay. So that was always.
That was
she would
always.
do. Okay.
She would always text me in the morning and stuff. Monday morning I thought it was suspicious that she didn't, but when she oversleeps that's the only time she doesn't.
Okay.
But she'll still text me like
When she gets up.
she'll wake up.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when I got off the bus and like I turned on my phone and she didn't text me, I was like, okay, something's up.
Okay. Did you reach out to her at that point, or
I called her.
you called her? Okay. Did she answer? Or? Okay. You said that you met once.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? I'm sorry.
Stefan. That's what they call him.
Okay.
Stefan Stevens.
Do you have any pictures with Stefan? Anything like that? You guys going out and doing things? Just casual pictures? Anything?
I had two pictures of him that
Okay.
I had tried to find last night.
Okay.
When I heard he was arrested.
Uh-huh.
I went through all of our text messages, all of our photos,
Yeah.
and videos, and every like group chat or anything, but it was like completely like erased.
Couldn't find them?
I couldn't find them.
Okay.
My phone's turning on, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, so he had sent me like two pictures of him.
Mm-hmm. What was he doing in those?
Just looks like she took a screenshot from like FaceTime that he didn't know.
Okay. Did she ever send anything else of him? Nothing else? Okay. Did you ever see anything else of hers? Did she ever send you pornography, anything like that? No? Okay. Did she ever send you any pictures of herself that were pornographic, or of anybody else? No? Okay.
She would send a picture, but it wouldn't go past like right here.
Okay. Of herself or of somebody else?
Of herself.
Of herself. Okay.
This is her Discord.
Sorry, I'm just gonna look through it. He says, or she. I'm sorry. She says in this message that she can't be on because that is there. Do you recall her saying that? Okay. I guess, did she ever not hang out with you, whether online or in person, to see him?
He had visited her when he'd move out. He like spent a day with her once, and then we were supposed to hang out that day, and she canceled because he came, and she was like starting to hang out after he was coming.
Okay. Your mom seems to think you need to show me some other message between you and somebody else. She just texted you when it was on there, so it popped up.
This is when it started to slow down.
Okay. Did you show this to Brittany the other day?
I did not show it to Brittany.
You did not? Okay.
I showed it to Debbie.
So, where do you think she went? What do you think happened?
I think she went away. She was scared that something was going to happen, or I think she was scared of. I think she wanted to get away from that, and he like threatened her that way she didn't tell anybody. That way she didn't go tell me, or she know I was told someone, told my parents or something.
Okay. Was she a virgin?
Yes.
She was? Okay. So, did she ever ask you to keep any secrets for her? No? Okay. Did she ever tell you anything that she implied was a secret?
Other than her likeness or
Nothing more than that. Okay. Did you guys ever have any explicit conversations about sex? Okay.
she would text me like
I would reiterate that you're obviously not in trouble or anything. Anything you tell me is in confidence. This isn't going to go to the school or your parents or anything. Okay? Yeah.
That's not what she said, though.
What'd she say?
She said if World War III to break out, to
Oh, yeah. 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 We're aware of that.
And then if she were 13, she'd go, like, leave the house and never come back.
Is that what you're looking for?
No, she would send me, like, something weird. But it's, like, not letter.
What was it?
It was something, like, dirty, like, it was like a picture.
What was it?
It was, she drew something on paper.
Okay.
It was weird. And it's you're the person who interviewed me had seen her.
Brittany.
Yes.
Okay, so if Brittany has it, that's okay.
She would also on call, like, be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like if me and him were together.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of that, yes. She'd ever confided anything in you personally, though? Okay. About anybody she might have been in a relationship with? Anything she might have been in a physical relationship with?
No, she was always so obsessed with
Okay.
it wouldn't seem like she was.
Even before she had... Then it was... So, never anybody else? She ever come to school with bruises or anything?
You know of.
Not that you know of?
Other than like makeup around her eye.
Okay. Did she come to school with makeup around her eye and you ask her and she say it was bruised or no?
She'd come with like red eyeshadow like under her eyes.
Okay.
It would look like she'd been crying. And she'd be like, I'm not just makeup.
Had she gotten her period?
Yes.
She had? Okay. Is that something that you two would discuss?
She told me she got hers because
Okay.
mine was like 2 days after.
Would she tell you every month that she got it? Okay.
It's pretty much just to give me a heads up that I'm
You said you're typically 2 days after? Was there ever a time when it was irregular? When, it came early for her, or it was late for her?
Yeah, last month was late.
I'm sorry, you said
Last month.
last month it was late? Do you remember what she said?
I got mine, and she didn't say anything. She was like, oh, I haven't gotten mine yet, or anything. Like, I haven't had cramps or anything like that that would show a sign of a period. And then, like, after like a week, I was done with mine. And then
Okay.
2 weeks after, she got hers.
Okay, so she did end up getting it, it was just late. Okay. You said it was 2 weeks, though.
So around 2 weeks.
Did you have a conversation about that? About what could have caused that? Did she show any concern about being pregnant? Did she say that she explicitly wasn't? I know you said that she was a virgin, but if she missed her period, did it come up again and she reiterate that she could not have been pregnant, or no? You don't know? Okay. You don't know if it was talked about, or you...
I don't think it was.
Okay. Is there anything else you think I need to know?
Other than the school, like, it was weird how she called me and was like, hey, they were like, in the summer, but then I was confused because she told my dad the same thing,
That what?
that she dropped her off, not.
That the off.
Yeah, and she didn't say anything about it.
Okay.
Not even one mention. And then she seemed really calm like every single time I would talk to her on the phone or anything. She wouldn't be like freaking out or anything.
Is there anything else you think I need to know? Okay. Are you aware of what's going on? Have you seen the news and stuff about how Stephen, about how he was arrested and stuff? Okay, you're aware of what he was charged with? What was your reaction when you read that?
Shocked.
Shocked. Okay. Why exactly? Was it just because you never thought it could happen? Like, what was the cause?
I didn't get, like, weird signs from him, but not that he would, like, touch her weird or anything like that.
Okay, so what kind of weird signs did you get?
Most likely that crossed my mind, like that thought crossed through my mind.
Okay. When was that?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. So, before or after you saw the news? Before you saw the news.
Before I saw that he was.
Okay. The thought crossed your mind that he was doing something with her, or?
That he would probably do something.
Okay. Why exactly?
Because they were really close. Like, me and my dad are close, but not like we'll be on FaceTime.
Okay.
And stuff. Like, that was like close.
Did you ever ask her about it?
No.
About their relationship, or why they were so close, or make any jokes about them being close? No?
I'd asked her why, like, I was like, oh, it's so cool how you remember.
Yeah.
We were really close. And she was like, yeah, but like, being on like FaceTime is like a lot. And she was like, yeah, we're really close and stuff. Like, she's been there for me and stuff. So.
Okay. Are you aware of the sleeping situation in that household? Okay. How about, she has her own room there, right?
Well, like, sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
They kind of split the loft and made like a bedroom out of that. Got like 2 room dividers.
Okay.
And that was her room.
Did she ever talk about anybody sleeping in her room with her? Okay.
Other than her going when she was sick.
About when she would go in her room when she was sick.
Yes.
Okay. So she never talked about him getting into bed with her or anything like that?
No.
Would you ever sleep over at her house?
I had asked my parents had to know.
Okay.
Because they didn't know sleep over anyways.
Okay.
But that's that's after Section moved out.
Okay. Why did he move out?
I have no clue.
Do you know when he moved out?
A couple months ago.
A couple months ago? You said you don't know why?
I had asked her, but she couldn't answer the question.
Okay. Anything else you think I need to know? I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I'm sure Brittany told you the same thing, but nobody knew her better than you, right? So it's unfortunate that it seems like not even you knew everything that was going on in her life, right? So, and we're just trying to figure out what all happened. And if this was, she asked you to keep a secret or something, obviously you're not in trouble, she is certainly not in trouble. We just need to know about when people became aware about what happened. If this is something that, it's happened before, that's why I ask. Is, you think you're keeping a secret for somebody, and you are, you're just doing what they ask, right? But when people go missing, we just need to understand when this became aware, right?
Nothing about, her, running away or anything.
Yeah. So, what was going on at home is something that obviously nobody your age should have to deal with, and it was something that she was having to deal with. Mm-hmm. And I find it hard to believe that she didn't confide in anybody, not even her best friend.
I think, I don't know if this is true or not, I don't even like really remember. I think Stephanie probably like threatened her to not say anything to anyone because she would have told me.
Yeah.
That or she was scared that I was going to tell my parents.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe. But in my experience, it tends to come out anyway.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Everything that's always been true and correct? I certainly appreciate you taking time again, so we can go back to it.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and press the notification bell. Additionally, you can view our playlists and most recent videos. Thank you for watching.